Okay, so this is part 2. In part 1, I'll show you guys how I made this huge clock. And I realized that I needed to sand down the top because it was looking very messy. So that's what I did in the beginning of the video. Usually after I sand it down, I'll wash it with some soap and water. But this time I just use a little rag to just go over it. And I showed you guys a close-up of how it looks. You can see that there's a ton of little tiny bubbles around the roses. And in one of the photos, there was a bubble and it popped. So there's a little hole right where the photograph is. Oh. Like if my voice is going away. But this is the back of the clock, and we're gonna be using some liquid latex to cover up the back, so that just in case if any resin ran over to the side, to the back, that it wouldn't get stuck on there. So that's the purpose of it. So this is very, very old. You can see you can see that because there's no chunky stuff in here. But I'm just spreading it all around. And since this is very old and it was just sitting around, so I shake it up a little bit. So that's why there is a little bit more bubbles than usual. But I just use my lighter to get rid of them. Because where the bubble is, there's just going to be a little hole after it's dry. And by the way, I let this dry for 24 hours. I think that's how long it takes to dry. And I got the liquid latex from Amazon. So yeah. Just making sure I cover up the back. Very, very good. I think I did 2 layers of this. After I dried, I went over it again. Because I was missing some little spots. There were some spaces that I was missing. So I went over it again. So yeah. You can see that there's a ton of bubbles. And I'm missing... I didn't cover the edges fully. You can see some of the edges. I definitely did not go over it. So that's why I had to do 2 layers. And that's pretty much it. I'm just gonna let it dry for 24 hours. And then we're done. So after it's fully cured, that's how it was looking. I wrapped around the edges with a little bit of some tape, and that's how it's looking. The back was kind of sticky. Giving you guys a little bit more of a close-up. I have on my gloves. I already mixed my resin off camera. I'm just going to be using my gloves to just rub the resin on there. And I realized after watching this video a few times that I was going over one specific side like way too much. And I was missing some other. But the red rose, that's my main focus. That's what I should have been going over. Because you see after 2 little swipes, the little air bubbles are gone. I should have went over it again. I wasn't really paying attention. Oh, my. I can always go over it again. Sand it back down. Not really sand it back down, but just go over it with another coat of resin. But I can't believe that I missed some of the little tiny bubbles. But at least I filled where there was a little bubble on one of the photographs. Obviously, I went over it with a little bit of some resin. So it filled it in. So all is well. Yep. Whenever you add a second coat of resin on top of anything, you have to go over it with your lighters because there's going to be new bubbles on top. And I end up missing one bubble like right around the top edge of one of the photographs. I did not see that. I should have went over it and be very careful and just look at it very closely. Like get eye-to-eye contact with it so you can see if everything is looking good. So I had this sitting around for like a week or 2 after it dried and everything. But I definitely should have used the liquid latex around the edge instead of the tape, because you can see the tape. After I remove this, you can see the tape print. It was very sticky around the edges basically. So I should have definitely went with the liquid latex just all around the edges. The edge was perfectly fine, so I didn't need to go over it with any resin. So that's why I only did the top. The top was very cloudy. Not very cloudy, but you can see that it needed a coat of resin, so that's what I did. Yep, just pulling off the tape. You can see I was leaving a sticky residue on there, so I have to go over it. And you're going to see the difference with the liquid latex, how it just comes off. And I think this is the last piece. And here is the edge. Now it's time for the back. I'm just going to use a little hairpin because I couldn't find anything else to get it to lift up. And then just like that, you pull it off. 2.5 seconds. And it just came off perfectly. And the back looks amazing. The tape. God, everything just got messy very quickly. But this is how it turned out. Looks pretty good. I like it. Actually, I was wrong. There was 2 bubbles that popped up. One around the red rose and one around one of the photograph. So yeah, I missed those. Now just put in the clock. And voila, this is how it looks. Very, very pretty. I like it. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. It looks way better now. Well, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.